Welcome to Course 2, Lesson 37. Hey, we're going to talk about the area of a triangle, and we're also going to revisit rectangular area, get a little more complex in the things we do with that. We're going to identify the height and base of a triangle. We're going to find the area of a triangle using one or two area formulas, and we're going to find the area of a shape by dividing the shape into rectangular parts. So let's go ahead and get started here with our vocabulary. Our vocabulary is altitude, which is just another word for height. Our base is the bottom. This is our base, is the bottom side of a triangle, and our height is the perpendicular distance between the base and opposite vertex of a triangle. So if I was to turn this into a triangle like that, our vertex is right here, and so this part right here is the perpendicular distance between the base and the vertex. So we use this line here to determine height, not this one and not this one. These we do not use. Okay, this fact sheet I left in here for you is because there are so many questions that are asked about the content of this particular power-up. This is one that you absolutely need to know every single blank on. There are so many test questions that require you to do the conversion of pounds and kilograms. You need to know that 2.2 pounds is equal to 1 kilogram. Comes up all the time. 16 ounces in a pound, got to know it. 3 feet in a yard, you have to know that. You've got to know there's 4 quarts in a gallon. You got to know there's 2 pints in a quart. You need to know there's 16 ounces in a pint. Everything on this sheet is good information that you need to know. That water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 degrees Celsius, and it boils at 212 Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Celsius. You need to know these things. So I left that here for you just to remind you, don't skip over this stuff. You need to know this stuff. You need to take it seriously. These show up a lot on your tests. All right, let's talk about our triangles. So our base and our height. You can see the base and the height on these triangles. This is the most important one, is right here. This is the one that gives most students trouble. These ones right here give students a ton of trouble. All of these do. Reason why is because they want to use this line or this line or this line. You can't. It has to be the perpendicular height, the perpendicular distance from the base to the vertex. From the base to the vertex. That's your height that you have to use. You've got to remember that. Remember perpendicular. All right. Normally in class we'd take some index cards, we'd cut them up, and we'd see that a triangle is exactly half of a rectangle. That's always the case. Here's one. This is 1/2. Here's 1/2. Here's 1/2. Here's a half. Here's another half. And if we did this, you fold it any ways you want. Once you fold it and you cut it, it's going to be half of the rectangle. It's going to be half the triangle. So that gives us the formula for area for a triangle. Our area for triangles, the two we're going to use. Our first one is area is 1/2 times our base times our height. The second formula we're going to use is base times height divided by 2. So our very first one here, and I want you to see if you can solve these before I can. Try to get the answers before I do. Get out a piece of paper and pencil. Work on these while you're listening to these videos. Practice them. So using the formula, area equals base times height divided by 2. I'm going to look over here at my illustration, and I'm going to ignore this. I don't even need that. That's just extra information to give you just to confuse you. Don't fall for it. Remember, we want the perpendicular height. And our perpendicular height is 4. So now we look at our formula. We got our base of 5. Our base of 5 times our height of 4 divided by 2. That's 20 divided by 2. Our answer to this is 10 centimeters squared. That's right. We've got to, whenever we have area, we have to square it. All right, let's see if you can beat me on this one. You should be able to do this mental math. Bam, bam, bam. I'm going to read it and do it and see if you beat me. High on the wall near the slanted ceiling was a triangular window with the dimensions shown. What is the area of the window? And it asks us to calculate this area using the other formula, 1/2 times base times height. So I've got area equals 1/2. Now my base is 6 times my height, which is 3. So my area equals 1/2 times 18. So my area equals 18, because 1 times 18 is 18, divided by 2. So my area equals 9 feet squared. Let's see if I got it right. Hopefully you beat me. You should have been able to do that mental math pretty fast. Yep, I love it when we get it right. All right, okay, here's the rectangle with some, that's not so normal, not the way we normally look at it. Normally we just get to see a square. But see if you can figure this before I do. Nate sketched this floor plan of his bedroom. Dimensions are in feet. All angles are right angles. What's the area of the room? Okay, the way you want to do these, a couple ways you can do it. I'm going to show you both ways. On this one here, I'm going to show you the way I normally do it. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to turn it into one square. And I'm just going to calculate this, the big square first. So 10 times 10 times 12 is 120. So I've already got the area for that square. Now I just need to find the area for this little teeny section over here. I've got the 7, but what's the width up here? What's my base going to be? Well, if I got 13 down here and 10 up here, if I subtract those two, that leaves me the missing part, which is 3. So now I can figure the area of my little rectangle over here. 7 times 3 is 21. So I just add those two together, and I come up with 141 feet squared. Did you beat me? Let's see if we got it right. Hey, we did, and they did it the same way. I like it when that works out. Let's look at another one. You ready? I'm going to give you a head start. Go. All right. Find the area to figure it right. Dimensions are in meters. All angles are in right angles. While you're working this, see if you can beat me. I'm going to show you a different way of doing this. This time I'm going to make this my square, the whole thing. And I know that base times height is 20 times 10 is 200. I've got that. Now that I've got that, now all I've got to do is I've got to calculate this missing section over here. How much is missing? So if I've got 10 over here and 5 here, I know I've got another 5 here. And then if I have 20 minus 14 is 6. So now I've got this area here. It's 6 times 5, which is 30. So I'm going to go minus 30 because it's missing. It's not there. It's gone. And I come up with 170 meters squared. All right, there we go. Hey, they did it the same way. They like the way and you've got to look at it, and the shape is what's going to determine which method you use. I like the prior one a little better than this one, but they both work. Okay, here's a practice set for you. See if you can find the answers to A, B, and C before I can do them on this video. I'm going to start with A. I'm just going to do mental math. I know this doesn't matter because that's not perpendicular. That line is not perpendicular. Here's my vertex. So I've got my base and my height. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. My answer there is 30 centimeters squared. Let's look at this at B. B, ooh, what do you do about B? Oh no, I'm so confused. What are those 10s? What's the base? I'm confused. No, you're not. Remember, a triangle. You're just after a triangle is half of a square. These don't matter. They don't matter. Don't even look at them. They're there to confuse you. My base is 12. My height is 8. So 12 times 8 is 96. Divided by 2 is 48 centimeters squared. Now, what if they asked you what the area of 1/2 of this was? Well, then you just divide it by half. You divide it in half again. That's all you do. Okay, let's look at C. C, again, mental math. We don't worry about that. We just do 6 times 6 is 36. Divided by 2 is 18 centimeters squared. Hopefully this is all comes very easily to you. If it doesn't, let's practice it. Let's get it done. Let's make it happen. I know you can do these. Here's your problems you need to do and submit to me tonight. We'll talk about them in class tomorrow. you have any questions, please write them down, and we'll go into detail tomorrow in class as we work on your homework. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you tomorrow in class.